Alright, I just started a new recording. This is Street Fighter V. I'll make a review of this game. Uh, well, first of all, there's an arcade mode. The arcade mode has too much in it. It's 6 different arcade modes. It's an arcade mode based on the usual Street Fighter, the original Street Fighter, which nobody liked. But this is sort of better than that on some level. But there's only 4 fights in this version. Then there's an arcade version based on Street Fighter 2, one based on Street Fighter Alpha, the classic game. There's no Alpha 2 though, or Alpha 3, but that's fine. You don't need all that many arcade modes anyway. But I was just pointing out that it's kind of odd to just throw Alpha in there. Then there's one based on Street Fighter 3, one based on Street Fighter 4, and then there's finally the arcade game for this game, Street Fighter 5. I think all you really needed was one good arcade mode. Instead, we got 5 not very good arcade modes. So that's like a little bit of a problem. The arcade mode gets the job done. No, you fight a bunch of fighters, and then you get like a little story bit at the end. I think they kind of skimped on the story bits, and that's why the arcade modes feel a little disappointing to me. Also, they skimped on like the difficulty thing, like 'cause you usually expect to have like 1 to 8 stars as their difficulty, but instead there's just an easy, normal, and hard mode. I think that's because they put in so much work creating 6 arcade modes when they should have made just one really good one. Story mode has no difficulty mode choices that I can find, at least. And it's very easy. There's character stories, which are kind of interesting but very short, and you can do like 3 fights with each character and look at a little bit of story for each of them. I'm not going to do all of it, but it's sort of like reading a little visual comic, and then you do a little fight with each one, and it's okay, I guess. And then there's a general story that has like a whole movie of it, like the Mortal Kombat games. And I played a bunch of it, and it's not very good. It's just kind of fight after fight. I definitely recommend maybe doing it in Japanese, because I think the Japanese, like when you watch it in Japanese, it's sort of kind of cool. And I made the mistake of starting it with the English sub, and I kind of feel like I should finish it with the English sub, which is much worse. It's like very, it's what sub voice acting sounds like for anime, it's very very cheesy, and it just it's kind of hard to listen to after a while. But aside from that, it's just the major problem with it is it's just a problem where it's just sort of on wheels and on rails, I guess, and you're just sort of like just moving forward. No choices, not a very interesting story, but it's kind of fun to watch. Maybe I'll play a little bit of it here. You can just see. It's like I also don't think the fighters look very good. I'll say the visuals of the fighters, like their muscles and stuff, look a little bit like ridiculous and repulsive. Look at his arms. That's what a normal muscular arm is supposed to look like. He's not like a he is sort of a zombie, but that's just what a regular arm looks like. You would think maybe he's supposed to be some kind of mutant freak, but that's just what muscles look like in this game. But yeah, these movies are kind of neat. But you're just watching a movie basically, and then eventually there's a little fight. I'll just skip to the fight right now, and then when you do the fight, it's like really easy. Actually, this is one of the few kind of hard fights in the game against Bison. Most of them are easy. Even this one's not that hard. Yeah, but some of them are like really easy. Actually, making this one look, maybe this one is easy. Maybe I just got unlucky the first time. No, yes, he's all right. I don't know his character moves that well, so so you do like a really easy fight, and what's crazy is that, like, let's skip to the next fight. what's crazy is this. So I'm just skipping the next scenes. That it also just gives you the option, and this is my second time around, obviously, but even in the beginning, even your first time around, it just gives you the option to skip the battle. So I just skip, and then Ryu has defeated Dhalsim. So yeah, the overall, I'd say for me, Street Fighter Five is pretty disappointing. There's also an online mode where you can meet people and play with them. I guess that's what people want to do mostly. I guess that works fine. So if you want to do Street Fighter battles online, that's great. And one other thing is that the number of characters that you can play on is pretty impressive. Play as is pretty impressive. I haven't even played with all of them yet, but like you can see here,
Street Fighter 5.
The sheer selection is just really impressive. Like I don't think I've seen every character at this point. And this is not a bonus, but you can also buy additional characters. And that's another thing that I hate about this game. It's like the microtransactions and like additional purchases and stuff like that on a game that's I feel like it's not worth $60 at all to me. Not that it's selling for $60 at this point because it's an old game, but originally, this is considered a AAA game, and I just don't consider fighting games like 2D or 2.5D fighting games. I don't consider them to be of the AAA quality, like compared to like a game that has like a big story, a big arcing story, and you like travel around the world and fight multiple guys at once and have to like hide and it has like all these different facets to it, like where there's like so many different gameplay modes. And then you have something like this, and it's I would just consider these Street Fighter games to be of a simpler quality, where these games should be selling a lot cheaper than they are. But yeah, and then there's like a challenge mode that doesn't really seem to work. Like I try to do there's these missions, and I try to do missions, and I can't do them for whatever reason. They say there's 2 days left to use fight request to play a casual match. Oh, I see you don't. Okay, never mind. Well, as you can see, I haven't explored everything here, but I know how to do these now. But yes, there's missions that you have to accomplish. Apparently, I've done one. I've used V-Trigger one time, but if I do it 9 more times, I'll finish this mission and I'll get a reward of $250, which will be not buy me very much, but it'll give me some points to buy nothing in particular. So I'm like gonna buy another color for a character or something like that. I can also buy points. So there's like a lot of annoying things in this game. So all in all, I think I'll give this game a 7.5 out of 10. It's somewhat impressive. It's all right. If you're a Street Fighter fan, I think it's fun, especially for the my favorite thing about it, I guess, is the story mode. To a general story, and to a lesser extent, the character story. I think the general story doesn't come with the game, but there's an extra download where you can do the general story, and I think it might be free at this point, but might cost something extra generally. So there is that as well. So the general story is kind of kind of an extra, actually. But I think it's free. But I'm rating it with the general story. If it didn't have the general story, I might give it like a 7 or less. But with the general story, I'd say it's 7.5 out of 10. Like that. It's just kind of fun looking at this big movie that they made with a few fights in between. There's no challenge to it though at all, really. So it's not the best game in the world, but it's Street Fighter. It's all right. That's all I have to say about it. That's all, folks. See you next time. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment. Bye-bye. Stop recording.